What is happening, everyone? Been a long ass time since I posted any DayZ content. Mostly because DayZ is just one of those things that I do grow just a bit bored of from time to time. Um, them taking crash sites and kind of breaking them a little bit has really downgraded the enjoyment that I can get out of it. Because what I used to love to do with my friends is hunt for crash sites. And now that they're, I don't know if they're broken. I do know it highly depends on what server you're playing on. Because some servers, they are on. But others, you'll search for hours and not find anything. And it's frustrating. But a hot topic right now, I don't do reviews or you should buy this game or you should not buy it. I don't do that. Don't come to my channel for that. I like to dick around with friends. But since it is a DayZ video, I feel I do have to at least address H1Z1. Because I've been asked by a lot of people if I was excited for it and if it was something that I was looking forward to capturing and whatnot, and if I had already pre-ordered it. And sadly, the answer to all those questions was, no. Sony Online Entertainment is not a company that I enjoy the business model of. I think they do business in a honestly kind of shady way. And PlanetSide being kind of the exception to the rule there, because there is fun to be had with PlanetSide. But as with most free-to-play games, you can see when someone has a distinct advantage, i.e. premium players. And that's kind of okay in games like War Thunder, PlanetSide, the new Tom Clancy shooter, Phantoms, or whatever it's called. That's fine. It's competitive. It may chap your ass a little bit that there's some guy that's got a deeper wallet than you and is willing to drop $20 to have a undisputed advantage over you. And you have to forgive me if I get fucking killed on sight while I'm just running around talking, but that's why I'm kind of staying off the beaten path. But at any rate, it's not a huge deal because you could always just drop out and say, oh, I'll just revisit it another time. It is free to play, and so you don't feel any kind of financial tie to it. It's kind of like an MMO, and I don't want to rant or anything, but with an MMO, the reason why a lot of people get tied up in it is because they're sinking money into it. So you want to feel like you're getting something out of the money that you're putting into it, at least for me. So it becomes like this kind of just giant time sink that you end up putting so much time into. And to me, all that time was not rewarding anymore. That's beside the point that I was trying to get at. In a survival game, where the main thing is to survive, you're searching for food, water, clothing, weapons to defend yourself, etc., etc., etc. It is a very, very bad business model to have any of those elements bought and paid for. And I seen it coming right from the very get-go, and I was very timid about it. I didn't just tell all my friends, no, that game's going to be shit. You know, people are willing to buy whatever they think is worth their time. To me, I knew it would not be worth my time. So, all you gotta do is look at the Steam reviews right now, and it's, mixed. How it's mixed instead of just all bad, I don't know. Maybe people that don't mind dropping a little extra money on it wouldn't, of course, would not be affected in any way by a pay-to-win business model. But a lot of people are just paying the $20 for the early access. They're not going to, drop the money for the supply drops and all that. And that is a very, very unpleasant experience to jump into something and not be expecting, two different things going on. One, people are paying money to get these supply drops and everything, and when that supply drop comes in, there's clearly guns or equipment to help you survive in the crate, and that gives that player a distinct advantage. But at the same time, some of those people that drop the money for it could essentially have their package just stolen from them, basically. Somebody could just come in there and just nick everything that's in that supply drop. Now, what is this? They've changed the graphic for a PU scope. It's interesting. I have not played DayZ in a while. For those that do pay the money for it, they could lose everything, and that part of it was very intriguing to me. Like, hey, that does kind of make it kind of cool that that the person that's willing to pay extra money to get an advantage could essentially just get rammed up the ass. And to me, that just brings a smile to my face. But I just don't see it being good for anyone. And maybe, and this is just my opinion talking here, everybody's got a different opinion and everything, but I just don't think microtransactions and a pay-to-win kind of business model has any place in a survival game. Because everything you do in a survival game is about scavenging, finding things. And if you can just pay a few dollars to just get those things instead of searching for them, it gives you an advantage, and it takes away the core mechanics of the gameplay. And it's sad because I absolutely love DayZ. It's a beautiful game. It's a ton of fun if you play it right and you don't just dick around. And I think it would be a good thing for Dean Hall and Bohemia to have some competition, to have a solid contender to have to compete with. Because I feel like the development process with DayZ has been steady, but it could be moving a lot faster, in my opinion. And I feel like some solid competition could really set a fire under them to make them want to get this thing optimized. Because honest, and this is just my opinion again, but the biggest problem with DayZ is the performance. The fact that this thing just runs off of your CPU and it doesn't care what kind of GPU you got is something that has to be addressed, really. And I don't know what their plan is for just letting it go. You know, they keep saying new engine this, new renderer that. Well, quit talking about it and just get the fucking ball rolling on this, guys. You know, any rate, I didn't want to get here on here and rant about H1Z1. I just thought it kind of needed to be addressed, and for those of you that care about my opinion. But I think if you really want a solid survival game, you know, DayZ is going to provide that for you. And while there may be a lot of companies that try to clone what DayZ does, I have a hard time picturing it in my mind of somebody actually pulling it off. Because everybody talks about how bad their performance is with DayZ or all the problems that DayZ has, but nobody can do it better than them. Now, Miscreated, it's made with the Cry engine. Maybe it's got a shot at it. But from what I've seen of it and what I've read, it is a very, very early work in process. So, who knows what it'll turn into. But I have high hopes for the genre. It's something that I really do love and enjoy. And to play it with friends is one of the most rewarding things that you'll ever get online and do. And that's why DayZ will always be my home sweet home. I'll always come back to it and, excuse me, and check it out, see what's new, play around with it for a few days, weeks maybe, depending on what's new and how well it's running. And you know, maybe take a break from it for a little bit, but I always come back. And I know there's no videos of it on my channel, but I'm a huge War Thunder fan as well. War Thunder is one of those that I always come back to. I may take a little break from it to check out other things, but I always end up coming back to War Thunder. And there's probably going to be some War Thunder videos here soon, because I've been enjoying playing it recently. But sorry for the rant. And if you did happen to sit through all of this commentary and everything, I hope you enjoyed it. And post what you think down below, and let's make a discussion out of it. I by no means am trying to bash H1Z1. I just really think they have to address the business model, and if they can get that ironed out, who knows? It might be a very, very fun game. I hope to be proven wrong with all of it. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time. Later.